Good morning and welcome to Game 4 of the Park City High Mountain Shootout. Gorman Gales 16, U double 18, playing the consolation game after a loss last night. They'll be playing the Park City Ice Miners, who we played in Game 1 with a 6-1 win. Came at a new rink this morning over at Steiner's Sports Ice Complex. And Gale's getting ready to take the ice. Got a few minutes before puck is dropped. Go ahead and grab some coffee. For those, especially for those on the West Coast. And Gales take the ice. Expect Dylan Kelly will be in net for this game. James was in net last night. Fresh sheet of ice. Ran a Zamboni on it last night, and this is the first game of the day. No complaints about ice quality. All right, looking to kick off the game. Starting lineup: Dunnigan at center, Schuberta as left winger, Frankie Stefanski at the right wing with Evan Davis and O'Hara supporting at the blue line, Kelly in net. Dunnigan into the faceoff, and Gales come away with it and chip it into the zone. No high stick. Puck back behind the goal line. Frankie Stefanski trying to get a stick on it. Dunnigan comes away with it, pinned along the boards. Frankie comes in to help. Puck loose, and the Miners come away with it. Chip it out to the winger, but Schuberta able to get it, stick on it. Shot by Dunnigan, but off the glove and into the neutral zone. Dunnigan trying to set it in, but picked off. Tritton in for Schuberta. Sorry. This Miners step back, shot on net, and Kelly able to hold on to it. Line change with the money line coming out on offense, and Martin and Miller. Can't see the numbers. I apologize. Sorry. Baldy, pause here. Baldy tangled up right behind the goal line. Johnson comes in to support. Tritton along the boards as Gales try to clear it from the zone. Johnson poke checks it out, brings it through the neutral zone. Johnson sends it in front of the net and in goal. Looks like Cash Johnson picking up where he left off with a hat trick in game one in the 6-1 win. And in that game, hat trick, shorthanded goal, Colin Davis. The goal from Schuberta and Creel. Same lineup in the faceoff. Miners come away with the faceoff win. Sorry, they're going to give Johnson the assist. Couldn't hear. I think it might have been Creel with the goal. Creel comes in. Creel putting pressure. Trying to come away with the puck. And battling back behind the goal line. Trips. And Creel will be heading to the box. Goalie comes off net for the delayed penalty. Shot. Loose puck in the crease. And play called dead as Creel heads to the box. And the Gales go on the penalty kill via tripping call. The stick got tangled up while pressing for the puck. Penalty kill team will be Martin, Miller, Crochet, and Swanson as the Gales take the faceoff in the defensive zone. Miners come away with the faceoff win. Shot wide. Able to hold at the blue line. Swanson goes in. A hard hit. Miller trying to hold the puck back behind the goal line. Shot across, front of the net, wide, off the pads of Kelly. Defenseman winds up, shot, puck loose, but covered. Or they're going to go ahead and call it dead. Looks like it may have been loose in the crease. Same lineup on the kill. Gales try clearing it, unable to do so. Crochet unable to clear as he gets poke checked at the blue line. Martin trying to move the winger, screening the goalie through the crease. And that will be an ice ball waved off. No icing. Swanson in pursuit. Swanson able to get to it first and tries holding it in the zone. But the Ice Miners come away with it. Pass out to the winger and misses the center. O'Hara and Evan Davison on defense as the Gales change during Swanson's press at the net. Shot and gloved by Kelly. fresh legs on the ice with Dunnigan and Stepancic. 44 seconds remaining in the penalty kill. 10:49 in the period. Gales winning 1-0. Miners come away with the face-off win, send it back to the point. Walking along the blue line. Shot. Hits Dunnigan, and Dunnigan able to flick it out. And no ice. Oh, they're going to call icing. Looked like the player pulled back a little bit, but they're going to go ahead and call it. Dunnigan in for the face-off. Frankie to his left. O'Hara and Davison on defense. 32 seconds remaining in the penalty kill. 1-0 Gales. Ice Miners come away with the face-off win as the defenseman looking for passing lane opts to send it along the boards. Davis in pursuit along the goal line. In the corner, sends it around the boards and gets around the defenseman. No icing. Frankie Stepancic battling for it. Overshoots it, and the Ice Miners able to come away with it. Frankie getting tangled up behind the goal line. Chipped in, no icing. Oh, that was chipped, but they didn't see it or hear it. And puck is going to come on out. Back to 5-on-5 play. 10:04 remaining in the first. It's like Jennings, Kincaid, and Davis in with Posner and Baldy at the blue line. Face off in the Gales offensive zone. Davis in for the face off. Miners win the face off. Davis poke checks it off. Back behind the goal line. Kincaid and Jennings battling, chipped out to Jennings back to the blue line. Baldy shot just to the right of the net. Puck back out to the winger who sends it to the center. Poke checked. And puck back to Baldy for a regroup. Chipped up to Jennings. Jennings sends it across, but just out of reach of Kincaid. Kincaid has it and sends it deep. Jennings, first man in. Davis along the boards. Puck chipped out. And one-on-one with Martin. Shot wide of the net. Kincaid sends it around. He's got Jennings and Davis. Flicks it up. Davis grabs it. Brings it in the zone. Toe drags around. And hit right before he's able to get a shot off. Jennings trying to send it back deep. Sends it back to Miller. Miller sends it deep into the zone. Davis in pursuit. Davis poke checks. Gale's unable to come away with it. Schiberda goes in swinging. Pass out to Davis. Davis sends it on net and sent off to the side. Gales need to get a change in, and they complete the change. Johnson in, able to steal it. He's walking it back in, trying to get a shot off. Rushes off the defenseman. Has an opening. Sends it back to the defenseman. Evan Davis shot off the pads of the goalie and out into the corners. O'Hara able to get that and send it back around. Pass out to Johnson. Stuck at his feet. Out to Tritton, but puck leaves the neutral zone, and that'll be offsides. They're going to call that intentional, and they're going to bring it back. All the way into the defensive zone. Bit of roulette on when they do and don't want to call the intentional offsides. Johnson in for the faceoff. Creel and Tritton sporting with Davis and O'Hara on defense. Miners have it back behind the goal line, but Gales come away with it. Johnson going through the neutral zone, chips it up and in deep. Ice Miners trying to get a breakout, but stopped by skate of Tritton. Swanson in for Creel. Hard hit, no call, no issues. Puck out at the speed of Swanson. Swanson trying to get a breakout, but chipped up and around him and along the board. Johnson comes in, dangled around. Backhand. Not sure if that was a shot or just sending it deep. O'Hara battling along. Shot And Kelly able to hold on to it. Fresh legs on the ice with Crochet, Swanson, and Jennings with Baldy and Posner at the blue line. Crochet unable to win the faceoff. Miners have it. Defense shoots it off the pad and around. Puck sent across, but Ice Miner player unable to do anything with it. Poke check by Kelly. Jennings pressing, and they opt to send it around the boards instead. Out in front, Swanson has it. Sends it over to Jennings, but that hit his feet. I apologize, folks. Baldy sends it into the Gales' offensive zone, and the Miners go for a regroup. Posner poke checks it off the stick, the Ice Miner player. Ice Miner still having the zone. Swanson trying to bring it around, but loses it. Shot loose. And that was a loose puck. They called a little early as the Miner player crashed the net and made contact with the goalie. Kelly up and alert. Got shots on goal in this game, so the Miners are leading right now, 6-4 shots on goal. Dunnigan into the faceoff. Schuberta supporting with Frankie Zupancic. Puck comes out. Dunnigan's got it, and he has Schuberta to his left. Shot and off the pad and almost landed by Schuberta on the rebound. Puck coming back the other direction. Shot and goal. Ice Miners. Ice Miners able to tie it 1-1 with 5:57 remaining in the first period. New lineup on the ice with Martin, Miller in defense, with Jennings, Davis, and Kincaid on offense. Davis unable to come away with the faceoff. One-on-one situation, but Martin able to send it out to the board, out to the corner. Jennings chipping it out to himself and into the neutral zone. No ice. Miller trying to find a passing lane. Chips it out to Kincaid. Kincaid sends it into the neutral zone. And pass. Miller sends it into the zone. Jennings able to come away with it. Steal it, sends it out to Davis. Davis still has it. No offsides. Kicks it to himself and goes into the corner. Davis first man in. Hard hit along the boards. No penalty. And they're going to get Davis for shoving. He was tripped up after the play. First penalty of the weekend for Davis as the Gales go on the penalty kill. On the penalty kill, Tritton, Evan Davis, O'Hara, and Cash Johnson. Miners win the face-off and send it deep. Davis in for a roughing penalty. After the hit, he was held and wasn't happy and did a shove as he got up. Shot off the pad to Kelly, back behind the goal line. Chipped up to Tritton. Tritton unable to clear. O'Hara at the goal line with Tritton supporting. Back out to O'Hara. Puck loose at the feet. Ice Miners tried going for a short side goal, but Kelly had firm up against the post. And the Miners send it back behind the goal. O'Hara sends it around to the corner. Evan Davis in pressure. O'Hara. Boy's unable to clear right now. Shot off the pads of the Gales player. Puck sent across off the skate of Evan Davis and wide. Cash Johnson working along the boards. Tries chipping it into the neutral zone, but unable to get it. And Johnson able to send it. Ice Miner jumped, but couldn't make contact, so that will be an icing. It's coming back. 46 seconds remaining in the first period. 1-1. Sorry, 3:42 remaining in the period. 46 seconds in the penalty. Shots on net, 5-10 in favor of the Ice Miners. Ice Miners win the faceoff. And Miners missed the shot as Crochet sends it deep in the zone. He's got Swanson, first man in support. And Crochet able to keep it, but poke checked out. Defenseman overshoots it. Can't see who that was. And Baldy, and that's going to be a tripping penalty as the Gales will be in a 5-on-3 situation for 22 seconds for the initial penalty for Davis to wrap up. All right. Looks like Kincaid stepping off the ice. Not sure what for. Miners win the faceoff, but Gibberta almost able to come away with it. Ice Miner, Gibberta chips it up and out, and no ice. 5 seconds remaining in the first penalty. Davis getting ready to come out. Davis out the box, 5-on-4, 1:35 remaining, and Ice Miners with an offsides in their zone entry. 1:34 remaining in the Baldy penalty. 2:52 remaining in the first period. Gales tied at 1-1. Face off in the neutral zone. Dunnigan and Spancic on offense. Martin and Miller on defense. And Martin able to grab a hold of that one. And Opsta send it up in the air. Been an icing. Frankie trying to pin down the defenseman behind his own goal. Frankie almost able to get on it. Shot off the shin guards of Martin. And Gales come away with it. Miller sends it up, and that's going to be enough to be an icing. And coming back. 56 seconds remaining on the Baldy penalty for tripping. 2:14 in the first period. Gales behind on the shot count. 5-10. I believe it's a Creel goal with a Cash Johnson assist, is what they called overhead. Crochet with face-off, but Miners win it. Evan Davis able to get a stick in there and prevent a shot from going off. Swanson working along those edges as Ice Miners trying to find a good shot. Pass was out of position. O'Hara pressing, but looks like the puck bounced 5-hole. 2-1 Ice Miners. Back to 5-on-5 play. Looks like Jennings, Cash Johnson, and Tritton with Evan Davis and O'Hara supporting at the blue line. Gales win the faceoff. Evan Davis brings back behind the goal line. Trying to send it out to Jennings. Wasn't able to get enough of it. Kincaid looks like he's ready to get back on the ice. He'll have to wait for a stop and play. Centering pass from the Miners, but covered by Kelly. As Kincaid comes back on the ice and over to the bench. Dunnigan coming in for center. Martin sends it around the boards. Martin has it back again. Chips it out and into the neutral zone. Chip pass. Jennings able to intercept that and bring it around. Shoved off the puck. Tritton in pursuit at the goal line. And puck sent deep, and that's going to be a nice puck coming back into the Gales' offensive zone. Martin, Miller with Dunnigan, Frankie Spancic, and I believe Schuberta on the left wing. Gales win the faceoff. Schuberta sends it back to the blue line. Shot, and that's going to go up and out of play after hitting the stick of the ice miner. Miners win the faceoff. Send it along strong side. Wasn't able to keep in, by Martin as Miller sends it up. And they're going to call an icing on that. 42.3 seconds remaining in the first period. Gales down 1-2. Martin comes away with it, working back behind the goal line, sends it over to Frankie Spancic. Frankie chips it out. But Ice Miner is able to get a stick on it. Miller working hard, keeps it. And Dunnigan and Spancic. Dunnigan shot just to the left of net off a stick. And Miner is able to get some separation. Come away with the puck. Schuberta battling along the boards. Shot goes wide behind the goal line. Spancic almost able to chip it around the defenseman. Frankie has it, but that is end of the first period. And that'll be the end of the first. Score at the end of the first, 2-1 in favor of the Ice Miners. Shots on goal, 11-5 in favor of the Ice Miners. All right, getting ready to kick off the second period. Crochet, Jennings, and Swanson in with Evan Davis and O'Hara on defense. Miners win it, send it across, but no one there to complete the shot. And Crochet chips it out into the neutral zone. Swanson chips into the zone. He's got Jennings to the left. Swanson shot short side. Puck back behind the goal line. Swanson pickpockets the player. Shot just to the left of the net. Ice Miners try chipping it, but Crochet sends it down into the corner. And Swanson was in as the Gales do go for a change. Johnson in. And the Ice Miners the poke check. And they wave off the icing. Stretch pass out to Johnson. Johnson brings it across, and they're going to call offsides. I feel Creel, I believe, was a little too far ahead. Trenton sends it back into the Gales' defensive zone. Creel in pursuit. As the Ice Miners go for a breakout. Cash almost able to pick that up. Cash Johnson, sorry. Johnson turning it around at the feet of the players. Creel gets in there. And Creel comes away with it, trying to send it into the corner. Gets picked off. Miller trying to send it deep, but hits a couple players on the way out. And Miller able to get it back behind the goal line. Martin trying to hold it, unable to do so. Keeps possession and sends it back into the Gales' defensive zone. Tritton rushing off the ice as Kincaid comes in. Kincaid comes through. Almost picks it off. Ice Miner whiffs on the pass. Jennings in for Creel. Shot sent into the crease but picked off. Martin working up as a forward. Davis intercepts. Toe drags around. Shot. High hit on Davis. And the shot went off. Puck is out of zone. Lesnar there to regroup. Sent across to Jennings but picked off. Davis reaches for it and brings it across. Got 3-on-2. Davis sends it across to Kincaid. Unable to get a shot off. Kincaid sends it back over to Davis. Davis sends it into the crease. And Ice Miners send it deep into the Gale zone. Evan Davis sends it around behind the goal. Evan Davis getting it back, chipping it over along the wall. Jennings looks like he was trying to go for a change. Sends it around to Kincaid. Kincaid loses at his feet. He's got Jennings. Kincaid hit as he was crossing the line. It's like offsides, face off, right outside the Gales' defensive zone. Gibberta, Dunnigan, and Spancic with Evan Davis and O'Hara at the blue line. Gales win the faceoff, and Frankie sends it deep into the Miner zone, back behind the goal line. Ice Miners bring it around, chip it out the winger, but picked off by Gibberta. Gibberta bandling, sends it across. Spancic shot, loose in front of the net. Ice Miners come away with it. And one-on-one with O'Hara. O'Hara gets around O'Hara, but Gibberta comes in to support. Gibberta dangles around through the neutral zone. He's got Dunnigan to his left. Gibberta dangles, shot. Goalie able to hold on to it. No rebound available with Dunnigan there at the crease. Same lineup for the Gales. 10:03 remaining in the second period. Score still 2-1 in favor of the Ice Miners. 11-7 shots on goal in favor of the Ice Miners. Another shot on net, but stopped by the skate of the defenseman for the Miners. O'Hare sends it across to Evan Davis. Evan Davis sending it up to Frankie. Frankie just misses Dunnigan on the cross. And Miners send it to neutral zone. Bad bounce. Hard hit on Dunnigan. Sorry, on Schiberda. Miller in now for Evan Davis. Shot off the pad of Kelly. Loose in front of the net. And Dunnigan sends it up and out for an icing. Fresh legs with 9:30 in the period. Baldy, Bosner, with Crochet, Jennings, and Swanson. Crochet in for the face-off. Wins the face-off. Miners able to get back behind the goal line, though. Try sending it out to the winger, but able to get it off the feet of Crochet, and Swanson trying to toe drag across at the blue line. Baldy opts to send it deep and on net. Goalie lost it in his gear. Stoppage of play. 9:05 remaining in the second period. 2 additional Ice Miner players have come on the ice from the locker room. Miners win the faceoff and send it around the goal line. Swanson trying to cut off the pass. The hard hit by Jennings. Baldy poke checks it off. Miners still have it and opt to send it deep, but Baldy chips it back up to Jennings. Jennings hit in the back of the head, no call. Crochet poke checks it off. You got a 2-on-1 if him and Swanson can regroup, and back checked by the Ice Miners, able to come away with it. Jennings, hard hit, presses him off the boards, off the puck, I mean. Bosner has it back behind the goal line. Off to send it around to Crochet. Hard hit on Crochet. Player jumped in the air. And we have a delayed penalty. Kelly needs to get over to the box, or to the bench, but Baldy unable to land the pass as Ice Miner player heads into the bench for roughing. Money line in for your forwards. Martin and Miller in on defense. Creel sends it back to the point. Martin shot just to the right of the net after deflecting off the Ice Miner player. Tritton looking for a passing lane. So I send it over to Martin. Martin sends it over to Miller. Miller looking for a shot opportunity. Decides to send it back to Creel. Creel looking for an opportunity. Back to Miller. Miller sends it back to Creel. Creel dancing around with the puck, trying to find an opportunity. Works through the legs of the ref. Martin trying to get a shot off, but couldn't get enough on it. Johnson sends it out to Tritton. Tritton shot, hits a Ice Miner player, but unable to come out. Tritton still has it. 1:16 remaining. Shot just to the right of the net off the post. And looks like Gales are going to have a 5-on-3 with the penalty. Looks like there was a stick lift that the rest felt was a little close to the hands, as Gales have a 5-on-3 opportunity now. A chance to capitalize and tie things up. 1:08 remaining in the first penalty as a fresh 2-minute goes up. 7:18 in the period. Gales down 2-1. Johnson, Tritton, Creel with Martin and Miller. Gales win the faceoff, send it back to Miller. Miller sends it back to Tritton. Tritton, shot, sends it through the crease. Creel not able to get there in time. Martin has it. Sends it over to Martin. Martin shot, loose in front of the net. Tried to clear it, unable to. Another shot by Martin. Puck loose right in front, and the Ice Miners able to clear it on net. No icing as Kelly covers. And Martin letting the forward know he didn't appreciate getting that close to the goalie. 43 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Cash Johnson in for the faceoff. Miners win the faceoff shot. Loose. Went up and over Kelly. But was able to cover. Gales win the faceoff. Back to Miller. Miller sends it up to Martin. Martin through the neutral zone. Brings it in himself. Lose it at the goal line, though. Creel trying to support. Ice Miners have the puck. Still a 5-on-3. Creel has the puck. Sends it up to the blue line to Tritton. Tritton to Miller. Shot. Off. The goalie's pads just above. Ice Miners come away with it on a 5-on-3. Miller sends it back out to Tritton. To Martin, and Martin sends it deep. Cash Johnson in. 5-on-4 as the first penalty expires. Johnson sends it back out to Tritton. Tritton trying to find an opportunity, sends it over into the crease area. Miller unable to hold it. Miller gets it out to Martin. Martin unable to hold it as it goes back behind the goal line. Martin sends it back out to Miller, but off the stick of Miller and loose. Still in the Gale zone. Out to the neutral zone. Creel has it. 21 seconds remaining. Posner comes in for Martin. As he sends it to Miller. Miller walks it in. Fresh legs coming in. Colin Davis. Out to Colin Davis. Off the stick. Shot by Kincaid. As Kincaid looks, trying to send it over to the defenseman, but picked off. Kincaid able to pick it off again. Davis chips it over to Jennings. Jennings looking for a passing lane. Opts to send it back over to Davis. Davis brings it around, sends it back to Miller. Miller sends it over to shot for Posner, but unable to get enough on it with a ice miner there. Miller chips it up to Davis. Out of reach, but still in play. Davis still has it. Shot off the legs of a player. Jennings comes away with it, keeps it in play. Sends it over to Davis. Davis, backhand, shot. Another shot off the legs of a player. Backhand shot off the goalie's chest. Baldy in for Miller. Has it at the goal line. Chips it out to Posner. Posner sends it out to Jennings. Jennings chips it up. As Gale's going for a change. Davis off and Dunnigan on. With Kincaid still supporting along the boards. Kincaid opts to send it deep. With Dunnigan in pursuit. 4:05 remaining in the second period. Shot by Kincaid on the short side off the goalie. Hit along the boards on Zapancic, who's in now. Jennings. And the Ice Miners send it in. Baldy with the hit as they send it deep in the zone. Posner trying to get it over to Dunnigan. Dunnigan hit back behind the goal line. Pass out to Jennings. And that was an intentional offsides, but they're just going to leave it in the neutral zone. Dunnigan in for the face-off with Schuberta and Frankie Zapancic. Shot, but off the chin of O'Hara and wide. Ice Miners send it back deep into the Gale zone. Shot or pass up from the Ice Miners goes between the defensemen. And Zupancic is there to put pressure. Dunnigan as well. Dunnigan chases him back into the defensive zone. Pass out to the other side. Chipped in, no icing. Evan Davis, first man in to get it. Sends that to Frankie, but unable to hold on to it. Evan Davis has it. Chips it off the boards, looking for forward. Ice Miners send it wide. And O'Hara heads back behind the goal line. Opts to send it to Shiberto. Couchet with the deep on the stretch pass. Not able to make it, so Shiberto tries walking it in, but picked off at the blue line and sent back. It's on net, no icing, and Kelly will cover as O'Hara keeps him away from the net. Fresh legs on the ice. It's like Martin and Miller are back on with Swanson and Jennings in the Gales' defensive zone. 2:20 remaining in the second period. 2-1 in favor of the Ice Miners. Shots on net. Shot. Kelly with the cover. Shots on net 16-11 in favor of the Ice Miners. Ice Miners win the faceoff. Kelly tries to cover. It's loose in front of the net, but kept in the zone. Swanson trying to chip it in the neutral zone, but unable to do so. Martin and Miller working back behind the goal line. Out in the feet of Martin. Martin chips it up to Swanson, and poke check still in play. As puck sitting at their feet. Back up to the blue line. Shot. Loose in front of the net. Kelly unable to grab. Couchet back to Martin. Martin chips it up, but still in play. Swanson with a hard hit, and looks like Swanson's going to be heading to the box as the It's like Swanson to the box for roughing. As the Gales will go on the penalty kill. Penalty kill will be covered by, looks like, Tritton and Johnson. With Martin and Miller on defense. 1:28 remaining in the second period. Gales win the faceoff, and Martin sends it around the boards, trying to beat the defenseman, unable to do so. Tritton able to slow it down, and Miller sends it around. Tritton working along the boards. Puck almost out of the zone. Tritton putting his body on it. And Miller, the hard hit. Gets separation. Miller holding it along the boards. Able to, Ice Miners come away with it. The drag through the crease and goal. Ice Miners up 3-1. Oops, sorry, folks. Back to 5-on-5 play. Johnson, Tritton, and Creel. Correction. It's like a slight change-up. Johnson coming off, Tritton coming off. You got Creel, Spancic, and Colin Davis for your forwards. And Baldy and Posner for your defense. Davis comes away with it. Him and Frankie. Shot. Davis loose in front of the net. And goalie able to cover. 45 seconds remaining in the second period. Face-off in the Gales' offensive zone. Davis in for the face-off. Miners come away with it. Baldy stick lifts, is able to poach it and sends it back out into the neutral zone. Looks like they're going to bring this one center ice, even though it was intentional. Again, it was intentional for the Gales, and they brought it back into the Gales zone as penalty, but not happening on the other side. Creel and Ice Miner dancing along the back here. Backside of the referee. A few words shared. Ice Miners come away with it, but chipped up to Frankie. Frankie brings it into the zone. Ice Miners have it. Send it around. Defense back up to Posner. Posner dangles around. Posner shoots wide of the net. And Gales unable to keep it in the zone. Posner has it and opts to send it deep into the zone. And that is the end of the period. Into the second. 3-1 in favor of the Ice Miners. Shots on goal in favor of the Ice Miners at 20-12 as we get ready to kick off the second period. All right, line up to kick off the third period. Gibberta, Dunnigan, and Spancic with O'Hara and Evan Davis at the blue line. Fresh 14 minutes up on the clock. Ice Miners win the faceoff. Send it back out to their blue line, chip it up. Dunnigan trying to send it, wasn't able to get enough on it. Hard hit. Dunnigan goes down, back up, no issues, and chipped up into the neutral zone. As Frankie Spancic puts pressure on the defenseman. Pass picked off. Dunnigan able to get enough on it. Evan Davis sends it up to Gibberta. Gibberta brings it into the zone, dingles around, trying to get a shot off, but unable to get one. Gibberta brings it back, looking for something in the center. Dunnigan trying to get something on it, can't. Frankie with backhand shot as the Ice Miners go for a full change. At the feet of Dunnigan, Evan Davis able to pick it off, sends it up to Frankie. Frankie trying to get out to Dunnigan. Puck still in play. Battle at the blue line. Swanson now in. Swanson brings it back around the goal line and sends it around. Ice Miners bring it back behind their own goal line. Crochet in, sends it back to the blue line. Martin shot over the net. Miller unable to get there in time as the Ice Miners go into forecheck and no icing. Martin back behind the goal line with Miller supporting. Miller sends it out to Swanson, and they're going to be throwing two players in the box, a Gale and an Ice Miner. It's like Martin will be heading in. So they got tangled up. It's like holding and roughing. Holding for Martin, roughing for the Ice Miner. Still 5-on-5 play. Face off at the blue line outside the offensive zone. Couchet, Jennings, and Swanson in with Baldy and Posner supporting at the blue line. Ice Miners able to come away with it. Baldy racing for the puck, gets a stick on it. Ice Miners bring it back behind the goal line. Defense able to poke check it out. Posner can't keep it along the boards there, and he send it out to Baldy. Baldy out to Jennings, but to his legs. Boucher comes away with it, sends it up to Jennings. Jennings chips it up and into the zone, back behind the goal line. Jennings unable to cut off the pass. Boucher in along the boards, getting a skate in there to prevent break out the other direction. Martin in with a body. Ice Miners send it over to the winger. And up and out, hard hit. And a penalty on the Gales as their goalie goes to the bench. I believe that looks like they're going to call interference on Baldy as the Gales go on the penalty kill. Johnson unable to come away with the faceoff win. Puck out of the blue line as Ice Miners send it across the other side of the ice. 1:47 remaining in the penalty kill. 11:04 in the third period. Shot from center ice off the pads of Kelly. Cash Johnson able to get to it as he was pinned. Tritton shot off the pads, loose in front of the net. Johnson comes up with it, dingles around, gets tripped up. No call. Not sure if he was tripped or just got tripped up on his own. Tritton putting pressure. Ice Miners walk it into the zone. Opt to send it back to the defense. Almost picked off by Cash Johnson. And puck sent out, but wide. That will be an icing and brought back. Fresh legs on the ice with Creel and Colin Davis. With Miller and it's like Posner. 1:05 remaining in the Baldy penalty. Gales win the faceoff. Try to send it out, but odd bounce along the boards and cleared into the neutral zone as Creel puts pressure. Davis in pursuit. Poke checks off, able to get it and sends it up and out. That will be an icing. And puck will come on back. Martin and his battle buddy out of the box as they clear their penalties for holding and roughing. Same lineup for the Gales. 40 seconds remaining in the volley penalty. Davis wins the faceoff and sent around the boards and into the neutral zone. Regroup for the Ice Miners. Ice Miners send it across. Davis gets a stick on it before the shot goes off and sends it wide. Miller opting to just hold along the boards. Davis staying high. 17 seconds remaining. Davis comes away with it, tries sending it out, chipped up, almost out. Davis comes with it, away with it, into the neutral zone. Shot off the leg of Ice Miner. Davis still has it along the boards. Davis dangling back behind the goal line, sends it across to the blue line, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. Davis wasn't able to hit Evan Davis. Not sure what happened as Davis sent it back to Davis, and it should not have been an icing. I'll take it, though. Great penalty kill. I think they only had, I don't know if they got a single shot on net during that kill. More offense from the Gales during the kill, I believe, than Ice Miners. Spancic, Dunnigan, and looks like Shiberta in for your forward set with O'Hara and Davis at the blue line. 9:11 remaining in the third period. Scores 3-1 in favor of the Ice Miners. Ice Miners come away with it. Ice Miners try sending it out and almost hit Coaches on the bench. Coach Swanson able to dodge that one. Some cat-like reflexes. Puck coming back out to center ice for a face-off. Dunnigan and Evan having a few words before the face-off. Gales win the face-off. O'Hara trying to battle for it. Players getting tangled up. Sorry, folks. Puck loose just to the right of the net. And they're going to go ahead and call Shiberta for roughing as he hit a player as the shot was going off. They are really working to limit the contact. Usually you have a little bit of time after passing the puck to make contact, and they're cutting that pretty short. Boys need to be taking note. Miners come away with the faceoff win. Gale's able to hold on to it, chip it up and out, but not able to get enough on it. Evan Davis working on the forward, back behind the goal line, sent out in front, no one there. Dunnigan sends out to Frankie, but misses him, and they're going to call that an icing. Fresh legs, offense and defense, as Swanson and Crochet come in. So Baldy and Posner in. Pass along the blue line. Crochet trying to get a stick on it, wide of the net. Back behind the net. 1:28 remaining in the power play. The Miners, 8:03 in the period. Off the skate of the Ice Miner. And we have a 2-on-1 if the boys rush. Swanson brings it across, sends it off the pad of the goalie. Swanson forcing the defenseman to make a mistake. Posner first one on the puck, back behind the goal line. Miners trying to send it in the center, but Posner's there to hold him. And the Ice Miners chip it out to the blue line. Crochet pressing. Swanson pressing. Off the pad, off the glove of Kelly, wide. And Ice Miners try centering it with the defense up the middle, but unable to connect. And the Ice Miners go for a change and defensive change for Gales. Crochet off, Davis in for offense. Davis almost picked it off. And there are too many men. 6 men on the ice for the Ice Miners. As they will be sending a player to the box. We will have 20 seconds of 4-on-4, followed by a minute 40 of power play. 4-on-4 will be Kincaid and Colin Davis, with O'Hara and Miller on defense. Face-off in the Gales offensive zone. Colin Davis at face-off. Gales almost come away with it. Get it back to defense. Ice Miners bring it in and send it deep into the zone. O'Hara turns around, trying to get on Davis. Pressing. Davis comes away with it. Davis brings it back behind the goal line. Trying to get it out to Shiberta, who just got out the box. And that's going to be a nice saucer pass, just unable to hit Shiberta for a breakaway. 1:34 now in the power play face-off in the Gales defensive zone. It's like Jennings, Kincaid, Davis. Davis wins the face-off. O'Hara. Sends it out to Matt Miller. Matt Miller, it's Jennings. Jennings Tries a toe drag, unable to get there. And puck back up to Miller. Miller sends it as he's going down. Brings it in. O'Hara trying to regroup. Shot off the post, the inside of the post. And Ice Miners able to keep it in the zone. Jennings looking for a stretch pass. That's out to Miller. Sorry, O'Hara. Puck in the offensive zone. O'Hara circles back on defense. Davis back in as a forward. Kincaid trying to get it to Jennings, but wide. Davis in pursuit going into the boards. Jennings able to steal it. Jennings looking for a shot. Saucers it over to Kincaid, but unable to connect. No icing. O'Hara goes in and uses skates to deflect the shot. And they chip it out to Colin Davis. Colin Davis has a man on him. Trying to dingle around, but picked off. Davis comes away with it. Back through. And pushed off the puck. Davis almost able to get it with Kincaid as Evan Davis pushes up. Tritton in. Always worried about too many men. There was too many men for a second there. And a quick change. And Kelly able to cover with Jennings back. Covering on defense. Score is 3-1 in favor of the Ice Miners. 4:48 remaining in the third period. Shots on net 23-13 in favor of the Ice Miners. Gales win the faceoff. Evan Davis brings back around. Sends along the goal line to Posner. Posner chipping it out to Creel. Creel sends it to Johnson. Johnson almost able to get it in to the offensive zone, but being pinned along the boards. Posner sends it out to Evan Davis. Tritton trying to chip it in, but couldn't get enough on it. And Tritton sends it to Creel. Creel sends it back to Tritton, and they try getting it deep, but not enough on it. Pass back to Evan Davis. Evan Davis to Posner. Posner back to Evan Davis. Up to Creel. And Creel sends it deep. Hook checked on its way in. Slowed down. Tritton able to come away with it. Shoved to Tritton's head. No call. Cash Johnson hit in the corner. Creel. Cash Johnson to come away with it. Looking. Shot just over the net. 3:45 remaining in the third. Baldy sends it. Trying to get into the crease. But unable to get it. As Ice Miners send it out. And that is being waved off. No icing. Not sure why. It didn't make it all the way. Cash Johnson able to shrug off the forward, but forward comes away with it. Kelly with the cover at the crease. 3:26 remaining in the third. 3-1 in favor of the Ice Miners as we get fresh legs on the ice. It's like we have Sherberta, Dunnigan, Sapancic with O'Hara and Evan Davis. Dunnigan trying to get it over to the winger. Frankie unable to come away with it. Up close, shot, and covered by Kelly. Point blank shot, no goal. Kelly with a diving save. Dunnigan into the faceoff. Gales win it, but Ice Miners with a charge. Ice Miners tried sending it from the top of the crease. O'Hara able to poke check it. O'Hara comes away with it, chips it up the boards, but out of reach of Sherberta. Ice Miner sends it and gloves it to himself, and he has a clear shot. Shot off the pads of Kelly, back in front. Defense shot off of either Ice Miner or Frankie Sapancic. Pass up to Frankie, but gets past him, and Ice Miner send it back deep. Dylan Kelly sends it out. Defense trying to send it around, unable to do so. Shot, and along the short side, Kelly able to glove it. Touche, Jennings, and Swanson in with Martin and Miller on defense. 2:23 remaining in the third period. Shade down. Shot. Wide. Pass out to Swanson. Swanson trying to chip it over to the center, but tangled up. Players holding Swanson. And net out of position. Kelly says, I'll fix it myself. Thank you very much. And the ref comes in to inspect his work. And gives him the thumbs up. Shea wins the face-off. Martin sends it around to Swanson. Swanson unable to keep possession of it at the wall, and puck sent back deep to Miller. Miller sends it out to Swanson, skating for it, chips it up, and the foot race for the puck. Ice Miners get there first and go for a stretch pass. Stick lifted by Martin. As sends it to Miller. Miller to Martin. Shea tries chipping in to Jennings. Jennings opts to send it deep, and the Gales go on a chase. Ice Miners send it around. Jennings in pursuit in the corner. Hard hit. Jennings battling. Boucher sends it out. Looks like we have a player down on the ice for the Ice Miners after the Jennings hit. Ice Miner player up and on his way to the bench with support from the goalie and another teammate. See, we're going to go ahead and place the puck for the faceoff. Should be center ice. Boucher saying he'd like it in their zone as they stop the play. And be some conversations here. Martin, Miller, Swanson, and Boucher talking to the ref here. All right, looks like faceoff will be center ice. Jennings comes back up from relaxing at the bench. 1:24 remaining in the third period. Boucher in for the faceoff. Ice Miners win the faceoff. Swanson able to poke check it, but it gets out to the defenseman. And Ice Miners chip it up. Puck stuck in the neutral zone. Jennings being cross-checked. Jennings able to send it in to Swanson. Swanson is able to get it to the center. No. Miller, shot. Boucher almost able to tip that. It's like some fresh legs coming on the ice. It's like we have Schberta, Davis, and Kincaid in for your forwards with Baldy and Posner. And for defense, a few words exchange after that series. A couple Miner players got hit. Miners win it. Davis that comes away with it. Shot. Kincaid just off the post into the left of the net. Ice Miners pressing it up. Davis gloves it to himself. Brings it around. Dangles around the corner. Back to the goal line. Trying to send it into the center. No one in the crease. Schberta with a poke check. Puck sent across into the neutral zone. Posner chipping it up. Posner sending it back in the zone. Sorry, Kincaid. Puck sent around. Davis unable to get his foot on there to hold it. Posner trying to shovel it over to Davis. And out of reach. 20 seconds remaining. Schberta sends it back to Baldy. Baldy. Shot. high into the left. Posner has it. Shot. Goal! Posner, 3-2. From the blue line, Posner bringing it to a 3-2 game. 7.2 seconds remaining in the game. 7 seconds. Still an option here. And it looks like Gales will take a timeout here as they try to plan a strategy to tie the game up. I would imagine Kelly will be coming out of net and try to figure out a lineup for the last 7 seconds to try to tie this thing up. This will be the last game of the weekend. It's the consolation matchup. Solid first 6-1 win against this team on Friday late evening, followed by 2 losses to the Junior Mustangs and the Junior Grizzlies. Overall, officiating much better today. I haven't tried clapping, as that did not go so well last time. It's like Kelly is still on the ice. No, Kelly, you have 6 players. Someone needs to go. It's like Kelly's coming off. We have Cash Johnson, Cash Creel. Looks like Tritton Davison is the 6th man. 7.2 seconds remaining. They're saying Creel is a little on the red line. Davis chips and ice. And they waved it off. Waving off the icing. Looks like player made contact with Davis. Davis not too happy as they hit him in the head after the game. And that wraps up, folks. Final score 3-2 in favor of the Ice Miners. Shots on goal 26-15 in favor of the Ice Miners. Good effort for the game today. Lots to work on as we go into next week. Next game is a scrimmage game against the Ice Warriors 18U team. Unfortunately, I will not be able to live stream that game as I will be traveling for work. I apologize. The next scheduled games after that will be over Thanksgiving. For the Silver Sticks tournament.